Just back for a meeting at Rockhill. Thought I would join as a group member. Got to take some suggestions on, do you know what I mean? I do something every day. They suggest 90 meetings in 90 days, but I get other things done as well, do you know? I volunteer in the food kitchen or in the Gorbals, do you know? And it's not about recovery, it's just getting involved with the locals. And it's lovely for people to go like that to you. Do you not remember me? No, and it's pals of mine's, Maz and that. I've stayed in their house when I was a boy and this and that. And funnily enough, I met a woman the other day. And way back in the 80s and 90s, I was only 17 or so, or whatever. But I worked for a guy who's dead now, do you know? And basically, I was still that young, but very capable. And me and a couple of other boys, his own boys, and another relative, a cousin, myself, we looked after this guy, looked after his back. I decided I didn't want anything to do with it when I seen him and him and a couple of pals with young lassies, and I thought it was a bit, they were a bit too young, do you know? I'm not talking about illegal stuff, just stuff that didn't sit well with me, you know. So I took on the door, the nightclub he had, and at first it was gays, lesbians, gays, you name it, and it was easy run, so there wasn't a problem in it. But then we changed it to live bands, and it came on top quick, so it did. And they wrecked the place, so they did. They wrecked the place, and we stay on the other end of the bridge for where it is, so we just to go to cross a bridge, and managed to pull a couple of them all there, and trap them. But the pubs, no more, and we shut the doors for a while, fixed it up, and then what we done was, evening Pollyanna, hope you're having a good day as well, darling. So what we done was, me and my brother locked the place up, and we left the back door open, and we filled our van to the brim with all the good booze, emptying slot machines, fag machines, you name it. Made her sell a couple of grand each. Somebody even had the cheek to take a couple of wrought iron tables and chairs, because it looked good in his garden. So that was that. And then we gets told there's no insurance, that the booze was actually bought stolen. So that was that. Eventually went to another pub. It was getting built in the Calton, and he had a lot of trouble with a guy there that has had a pub for many years down there, a well-known pub. He had trouble with the guy, so he did. And I'm paid to look after him. So the guy ended up hurted, and he says to me, he pointed me out, he went, Biggin, you're getting it, blah blah blah. So anyway, whatever happens, happens. And a few weeks later, my dad takes me and stops outside this pub. He says, come on in, get a coke, I've got somebody to see. I've went, oh no, I'll just stay here, blah blah blah. He's went, what, because you hit my fucking pal in the face with a hammer? I've went, oh no. He's went, move, get your ass in, right? And I never ever get touched with my dad. But my dad was a proper fighter. He wasn't Do you know, he was capable of weapons, whatever, but he was a proper fighter. So he was. And many a time I'd seen him just hit one hit, bang, they're out. No, he shoulders like a horse, so he did. Do you know, quite wee. And all the rabbits are like that. I'm quite unique in that sense that I'm big. But what I will tell you is that I'm the last of the rabbits. Do you know? Uh, and I'm glad. So am I. I'm glad, right, because they weren't very nice people. That's why I grew up with on my mother's side. Do you know, I wasn't really allowed to take anything to do with them. Uh, I'll be honest with you, you know, some of them are fucking just outright scumbags, snitches, you name it. No, things that you don't want to do, do you know. Uh, Gratuitous violence, no, for no reason, blah blah blah. Uh, want to threaten people, want to use my dad's reputation, do you know, and he was into everything. And eventually he died on a road. Uh, car, car fatality, road traffic accident, and was 8 times all the drink drive limit and had copious amounts of drugs in him. And somebody getting hit at 30 mile an hour usually survives because their instinct to put their hands in that out. He didn't even have an instinct to get his hands out, he was that out of it. So he took a massive head injury and was dead. And while he was lying dead, two people robbed his pockets. Right, and that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're actually dealing with. Right, and the people that robbed his pockets, right, he was actually down there to give them stuff. And I remember sitting in Berlin and a guy came in and sat amongst the company, but it was back when it was Aldi Hall, before it was non-season that down there, and sat down and said to another pal of mine, "Oh, did you hear what happened to Gerry Rivett? Blah, blah, blah." And my pal's face was some picture, right? He went, "Here, such and such, and I got a good turn out of him. Well, he'll not be needing it where he's gone," right? Now, he doesn't know who I'm at this point, right? But as we're going back to the hall, I goes up first. And I has a chat with him. And we'll just leave that one there. Do you know, he'll not say anything again, that's for sure. Do you know, the people that robbed him, aye, they were properly dealt with, as they should be. I'm not going to allow that to happen, right? You could do anything to me. I'm a dead forgiving person. You could do anything to me, right? And I would probably, right, find a way how to get round about it and whatever, right? And I forgave people for a lot of things, right? And see if I'm in the ring, right? Now, a couple of years back, I was stabbed 14 times. And we're talking about badly through the lungs, through the neck, all these types of places, right? And people were going, "Here, wait, we've got our hands on him and all that." I says, "No, the truth of the matter is that the guy defended himself. That's all he was doing, defending himself, right? And it was me that was harming him. Even after he'd stabbed me all the times, I was still harming him. And the poor guy was asking to go, if I just want to go home, I was just begging to go home, do you know. I was off my head, do you know. And I'm not allowed in that area anymore because of all that type of stuff, you know. Blaming guys for stuff going missing. uh, taking action on it, and then finding out later that I'd actually gave the stuff away. Do you know? I was in a real fucking bad spot. Do you know? Tony G. Well, you're reading between the lines, Tony. But the police dragged me at a kebab shop and tied me up on the flare. And my pal still got this on video. And he leaned down and whispered in my ear and he says, I know you've got a vest on. He says, when it comes time to shoot you, I'm going to shoot you in the head. Right? Now, I'm like, I take a warning here, do you know? And still didn't. The place is turned outside in. People getting took into motors and disappeared during the night with cops and all that. That's how bad it was. And I'm not allowed to go through it. Council, police, whatnot. No, listen, I don't want to go back through it. Right? Near a day. Right? It's kind of like the East End as well. Do you know? It's a place that I don't want to be in. There's too many bad memories. So there is. And there's too many bad memories. See, when I walked out the door, I shouldn't have went to my house. The truth being known, I was volunteering that day. And I asked my missus, no, do you want me to come home? And she says, no, well, I know her better than that. I should have just went home and settled it. And grew in my recovery and tried to be honest about it. But I couldn't be honest with her about it. Right? I was just fine constantly. Aye, I'm fine. Wearing that mask, do you know, when I wanted to just say how I felt. Do you know what I mean? Codependency. It was really, really toxic. And I hate to say it, but I'm in a better place today, and so is she. And I support her 100%, and she supports me. Do you know what I mean? Barry Muller, how are you, son? I'm okay, buddy. So I'm plodding on. We're just having a wee chat, bedtime stories. Oh, man. But things happen for reasons, do you know? And you know, I've got a liver transplant, and I've got diabetes, and I've got esophageal varices, and I've got nerve damage to my legs, and sciatica, and I've got a degenerative spinal problem. Do you know? I've had a liver transplant. I'm waiting on an operation for it again, to mend my abdomen. Do you know? There's all sorts of stuff going on, and that's not just in my head. My head, but I've got my head to deal with as well. Do you know? But I'll plod on. So I will. I'll plod on. So I will, and get where I need to be. Because I've no option. I'll die otherwise. So I will. Do you know? And right now I've got a cracking wee solid grip round me. Do you know? I've got a cracking opportunity. Do you know what I mean? I've got a beautiful wee flat. So I have, no, I've got everything going for me. Do you know what I mean? I've not got problems with cops and all that. Tell a lie, I've got a thing with court about a tag, but that's getting fixed. Do you know? I'm not worrying about stuff hanging on me and all that. And and getting in and out of jail and whatever, do you know? The fact of the matter is if I do something seriously wrong, which I usually do, I don't have many previous convictions, but the previous convictions I have are all serious, right? They're all like high court stuff, sheriff and jury stuff, do you know? They just don't, they would just lock the key up and I'd die in prison. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I don't want to do that. Thanks, Barry. I don't want to do that. I don't want to die in prison. I don't want to just be another number. Do you know? I lived as a number for many, many years. do you know, and let everybody run my life for me, you know, doors open, dinner, this, that, blah, blah, doors open back up, tea time, this, that, lunchtime, whatever, you name it, rec time, right, lock back up, blah, 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 right, then a 10-year period of being ill, right, fucking 70 in hospital, right, it was tough, you know what I mean, and I said this in a podcast, do you know, I was ready to go at that point, and I was happy to go. And we did the conversation, do you know, I didn't want resuscitated or anything like that. And actually that night they took me intensive care. I couldn't even have told you my heart and that was failing. I felt alright. And then came to intubated. And I was telling somebody this earlier. Somebody came in to visit me with a lassie that I'd never met before. And she as I'm leaving, the lassie turned round and looked right at me and she went, "You're going to get that transplant." Right, as if she knew something I didn't. Okay, fine. So anyway, it's 12 o'clock at night and the radio's on. And I can hear the radio. And the only thing that I pick up in my ears, right, is about a car crash in Cumbernauld. 4 people have died in it, right? It's the only thing I heard on the news, and I fell asleep. I woke back up at 4 in the morning, and my nurse, big cat, she's a beautiful big lassie, turned round and says to me, "Gerry, there's an organ in. And we're do you know, we're just coming to the end of things, no, we sorting it out and whatever, but it's a match for you, do you know, and we'll probably be away in the morning." At 8 o'clock sharp, surgeons were in, everybody was in, bang, there you go, right, off ski. I woke up at 1 o'clock the next morning, so I did, with a new life and a new liver, and the thing was is that it came out that car crash, so it did, and I heard it on the news. And at that point I'd lost all my family as well, so I did, and I've never dealt with that yet. And I was at a funeral last week, and I was up at the Lynn Cemetery, and that's where all my family are, and I've never been up there. That's the first time I've been up there, so it is, and it was weird putting somebody else to rest, but I will get round to visiting. I will get round to doing that, do you know what I mean? No. Hi Connor, how you doing, son? Aye. And I don't know, funnily enough, when I went to that funeral, I know I got grabbed for a job for volunteering in the Gorbals with a lassie that was a next door neighbour, the lady who was getting buried, do you know? So it's a kind of, sometimes I feel like, do you know, I'm here for a reason. Do you know, too many things have happened to me all the years, and I seem to have pulled away, and do you know what, through everything that's happened to me, my liver's stayed solid and strong, so it has. And I need to commemorate that person, and I need to respect them in a way as that they're still living on through me, right? It would be the height of disrespect to fucking go and, right, blow that. So I'll just get on with doing what I'm doing, and I think you're right there. There's spirits watching over me. I'm going to tell you something, Pollyanna, right? And you can take this as the truth, or you can take it as for what it is, right? But I'm going to tell you anyway, because it's my experience, right? Now, I was in a right bad space, right? A really dark, horrible place, right? And I went on to open my kitchen door, and the toilet faces right onto it. Now, I always close my toilet door. I never have it open, right? Just, there's something about it. I don't like the toilet pan being exposed to other parts of the house, whatever it is. But I'm at the fridge, and I'm looking right at the kitchen door, and the hono is the toilet door, and the handle goes down, right? Now, at first I questioned myself if I've seen that, right? But then the door opened, and the door opened right across to it hits the toilet pan. It's on a wee toilet where I walk in shower, and it hits the toilet pan on the edge and stops. Right now, usually I would scream like a wee lassie and run away from something like that. Something made me walk right into that toilet. Right, I walked right into that toilet, and seen I walked into the toilet, it felt as if somebody put their arms around me and were telling me everything was going to be alright. And that's the day I asked for help. That's the day I had to put my hand back out and ask for help. And that brings me here today. So it does. But things happen for a reason, aye. Good spirits. And I'm not a religious person by any means. But, do you know, I do believe that we're looked after. Do you know what I mean? When you get into the religion side of things, I think you just convolute things and it gets all discombobulated and all that sort of stuff. You better just believe in what you want to believe and how you want to believe it, do you know? And I respect any way you want to do that. Yeah, mate, tell me whatever you want, Nicola. Tell me what you want me to say to you, darling. Actually, I meant to get back to you. Too right, man. Thanks, Connor. Aye, Nicola, what are you needing, hen? Just say whatever you want, doll. I'm here. So am I. Smoking! Somebody tell me off for that and all. So they did the other day. Smoking. I shouldn't really be smoking. I'll definitely have to start cutting down, do you know? Just one of these things. Thanks, Connor. Aye, Nicola, I caught you live for once. How's your Friday, mate? You're answering a few questions. Whatever you want then, just let me know. How did your mindset land on recovery? Any outside influences? A lot of my outside influences were people that helped drag me down. All I knew, Nicola, were criminals, drug dealers, drug takers, whatever. I didn't really have anybody straight in my life as such. But coming into recovery, the outside influences that I've got a good wee team around me, do you know, and it's good to get into a meeting, find your voice, get some numbers. Your phone's a great tool, so it is, and also find out what's in your community, right? You know, because I'm linked in with people like the Salvation Army, like Housing First, do you know? I've got a 24-hour. I'm on 24-hour thing made with a controlled door here that you can go down at any point if you're feeling right. They're a great support as well, do you know? And my ex-missus has been a great support as well. Funnily enough, it's been outside influences can be good things, but sometimes you have to watch, you have to know. But what I've learned in recovery is, Nicola, is you keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies closer. So you do. Definitely. Michael, Big Gerry, that's no problem, mate. No problem. Well said. That is well said. Thanks, Connor. Aye, so the sun was belting through the trees today. Belting through the trees, belting through the curtains today, right? And I looked round and I've seen that fucking my curtains are dirty. So I rearranged the house as I told yous. Got the curtains down, washed them, done my bit, and that's it. Right, let's see what you've got in. Right, got family life, really shit. bang about and things, everybody talks pish, no, we bang in my head, I thought that, we bang now. Nicola, if you've got people round about you that are trying to influence you, step out of that. Don't buy into that. Do you know what I mean? Because they just want you to co-sign their bullshit, right? And tell you know, and they want to do the same thing to you. And then you don't want to upset people. There's people pleasing. There's all sorts of shit going on. You know what I mean? Take a step out of that. Uh, take a step out of that. And what I would say to you is that if you're struggling, right, you can give a phone, right, personally, or, right, go into Google and Google where there's meetings round about or cafes. Do you know, it is a hard one to get when you're born into a criminal family. Do you know what I mean? It is a hard one, do you know? And uh, I've got cousins and stuff, right, and they're no routes, right, but one in particular speaks to cops, right? He's got no problem with that. He's a rap, right? So he is. And he spoke to cops about stuff concerning myself, concerning other people, right? Whatever, right? Uh, and you want to go and kill this guy, but you can't, do you know? And you're kind of stuck because I'm quite happy for anybody to do what they want to him, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, right, he's done himself, right? He's done himself. But see when people ask me about stuff like that and whatever, it's fucking, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? So it is. Hi, Quiet Life, how you doing, brother? There's Nicola, don't buy into all that stuff, right? That's all fucking madness. Let them do that. You step out it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what, see when you step out it and they suddenly realise that you're different and they suddenly realise that they can't pull anything out of you, right? They're social, right? And they're emotional vampires, right? That want to fucking suck the life out of you, right? Step out of that and it doesn't take long for them to notice that you're different and suddenly they'll leave you alone. Because see when they can't suck anything else out of you, right? They don't want to put hard work in when about you, right? You're a waste of time. They need to find people to put that type of work in to help them to get what they need to do, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly you'll get forgot about. And what you can do is that you can go away, do your meetings, whatever, fucking know if you're struggling, know what I mean, find out about treatment. No, definitely Google the NA app or the A app, whatever it is, CA app, go into that and find out where there's meetings. Do you know, there's plenty of stuff today. There's loads of stuff today at night time, so there is, and meetings, so there is, and there's plenty of stuff during the day. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where, if you're from Glasgow, do you know, or no far out, do you know, I'll help you in no bother. Do you know, it's one of the things. Do you know, if you need to chat privately, do you know, I'll do that with you as well. But don't you buy into it, do you know? Keep away from the vampires, know what I mean? Because they'll just fucking suck the life out of you, know what I mean? You're here doing nothing. I'm wondering if my pal at Tin Pail TV, mind subscribe to him, guys, if you haven't subscribed to him. My pal at Tin Pail TV. No, I was going to come on to his the other day there, but I got caught up with something else. But I'm thinking actually that, you know, me and him should do something again because we had to take the first one down because there was a graphic descriptions of somebody dying and victims of Scotland didn't like it. So it's done now. But if we go again, no, we'll leave that out, you know, and we'll talk about other stuff. A process. It's a process to start halfway. Mine was somewhat messed up. I went to prison. I went to prison for 23 years. So I did. And what happened was, is a lot of people couldn't understand is that I was in prison all that time and I didn't use, right? I'd stopped taking stuff and all that and whatever. And guys used to sit and smoke stuff and do whatever and they didn't understand, right? I got a couple of sleeping tablets and I used to take a couple of main sleeping tablets, maybe once a week, and then fucking, then can it. But I found it easier in prison not to take drugs than to take drugs. I don't know what happened there, because I wouldn't have expected that of myself, but that's what happened. So there was a process in a sense where, working towards outside, working towards outside, working towards outside. But I thought I would be alright. No. My addiction was with me constantly, and I was staying clean but living dirty. Selling drugs, all the rest of it, right? Getting extra time on, all the rest of it. It was horrible, right? And then when I came out, it got to the stage where I had to make a snap decision. Get my horn out and ask for help, or I'm going to die. That's the kind of situation I was in, right? I was going to unalive somebody, or they were going to unalive me. It was crazy. I was in a real fucking bad spot. And see, when I get into a spot like that and I start to perform, I'll rip right through communities. So I will, and that's what I done in that last place I was in, right? I've actually feel sorry for, people have had to leave their houses and all that and fucking off. It's horrible, and that's stuff I've got to make amends for. I'll need to say sorry for to people, but that's alright. No, I'll get that done, but I'll only get it done as long as I'm not picking up. I know, Tony, I know. 12 years, mate. Coming up in 13. 12th August this year, I'll be 13 years I've had this transplant. But I need to get my abdomen rebuilt because it's part of my stomach is popped through because it's so weak. I have a scar for under just where my breasts start, down to my belly button and coming right round to this side, right round to my side, It's probably, if you were to put it all out, it's probably, you're talking probably, it's going to be about 2 or 3 feet long, this scar, and it involved hundreds of stitches inside and staples and this and that, and then it gave way on itself. So it had to be, we used silver nitrate to promote the healing, so we did. But what's happened is that my belly's popped through it, so that's left me with quite a lot of people think it's a bag I've got, a lot of people think it's in me, but it's sore and it'll only get bigger. So we're chasing that now to find out about getting my abdomen fixed, and then we'll need to look at my spine, Or, alternatively, if one of you want to come down with a gun, you can just take me out the fucking back door and shoot me in the back of the canister, right? Well, because that's where I said to somebody earlier on, he was talking about age, right? And he was 64 or something. And I says to him, listen, chronologically, we're all a certain age, right? When we look at time, we're all a certain age, right? Chronologically speaking, right? But people are only as old as they feel, right? That's cool, but if that's the case, I feel about 270 fucking 5, right? So I do. It's hardcore. Do you know what I mean? So it is hardcore. But I get up every day and I try and do something. So I do, which isn't too bad. How you doing, Eddie? You alright? You shared your channel and mine, good stuff, mate. Let me know what your channel is and I'll subscribe to it. You doing a bit? Anna, you doing a bit of digging? Good on, good on you. Fuck's sake, man. Oh, here, that's how it started. So it is. Listen, I think we'll all be alright if we stick together. And that's what this channel's all about. So it is. Stick together. Know what I mean? And remember, get people, get others to subscribe into it and whatever, and make sure that people take the subscriptions. But this channel will never be monetized, or anything that I'm involved with. It won't be monetized. I will not take money for sitting, right, putting my horn out to other people, right, or them alternatively putting their horn out to me, right. That's just something that doesn't sit with me, right. So there's no money involved, right. I would never do this for money, right. And people want to earn, let them carry on. But I get more out of sitting knowing that I'm being out for nothing, right? And that yous can do the same, right? You don't need money to recover. You don't need money to put your horn out to another person, right? And you don't need money to love people until they can love themselves. And that's exactly what I'll do, right? Because I get that love back and it works both ways. So it does. That's why we talk about you only keep what you have to gain it away, right? And that's a true saying. So it is, right? We only keep what we have by giving it away. So there you go. Thanks, Charlie. One day at a time. Oh, that, my friend, you're bang on, man. One day at a time, man. And see if you keep it that way. Charlie's bang on in saying that. See if you keep it that way. One day at a time. Keep it simple. And don't pick up, right? Things will get better, right? I know it's testy and all that, man. And it's a fucking bit hard going when you're struggling, right? That's the fact of the matter, right? But see if you don't pick up. If you don't pick up, you've got fucking, you're in with a chance. So you're in with a chance. I'm telling you, right? Because believe me, see me, right? If you don't know me, right? People will tell you, right? They'll Google whatever it is you want to do. I'll tell you, right? I was a real pain in the arse for a lot of people, right? I pillaged my community, right, without any sort of thought to who was getting hurted. As far as I was concerned, I could rob, pillage, sell drugs, do what I wanted, and that's just the kind of way it was. And I would step on anybody to get drugs. And I can switch like that. And a lot of people don't realise that about me. A lot of people look at me and they think that I'm a big, they see the glasses and that and they think right away, that you're a big kind of soft touch, you're an easy touch and whatever. And there has been a few that have thought that. And then seen the other side of me and it's fucking dark and it's a place I don't want to go. I want to stay in the light. So I do. I don't want to sit and make... See, has any's ever had this, right? You've laid in your bed at night and you've let your head do a job on you, right? And you've went like that, you've made up this master plan and you've went, what, that sounds excellent, that's a money spinner, or that's this, that's that, that's it, it sounds fucking great. And then, as he's all under cover of darkness, and then when the cold light of day sets in, you're like, oof, fuck's sake, man, fuck that for a plan, right? It's a lot of shite. And that's what happens, right? We let all the madness not go through our head and all that. So it's there's stuff for that. You can fucking you can get mindfulness. You can get you can have a wee bit of yoga, a wee bit of this, wee bit of that. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man, I didn't mean to do that there. Sorry there. West Lothian boys are in the house. I'm glad you've escaped, brother. Good on ye. Yeah, good on ye, Addy, man. Stay in the moment. You're bang on. Brilliant. And anybody, give that a like because he is absolutely fucking bang on. So he is in what he says there. Aye. Excellent. Good boy. Aye. So, I think we've had a bit of a chat. So, I'm going to get some food and I'm going to watch a wee bit of TV before my bed. I hope this has been good for you guys. And let us know if you think this is boring and it's shite and whatever. Let us know because that's the only way I can thing me. But I think it's better just being real and having conversation. Do you know? But any questions you've got or anything you want to ask us or anything you want to discuss, just put it up in the chat when we're on. And we'll get into it. Know what I mean? No, we'll get into it. No, and we'll see where it goes. Because as I say, this channel is just about what it is. I'm not dressing it up as something it's not meant to be, and big this and that, and blah 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 and whatever. And I could get people today sponsoring me on channels and all that and whatever. Do you know? There's people that have offered. I don't want that. I want to be part of something that helps people. I want to be part of something that puts their horn out to people. I want to be part of something that's free and doesn't cost a penny. Right? I'm going to love you and leave you. Remember, these are all warriors. Good night and God bless.